He will be there in 5 seconds. Sorry.
You want to fill in for him while you...
He might do a better job. Who knows?
Hello, Congressman. How are
Hi, how are
you?
you? Good. Very
Thank
well.
you
Thank you.
so much for
My,
joining me
my
today.
pleasure. My
First and
pleasure.
foremost, most importantly, are you excited that the Panthers won the Stanley Cup, or are you wishing that it was the Lightning?
No, I'm excited for Florida because yeah, this is the first one. I'm not a huge hockey fan. I'm more of a baseball fan and football. Uh, but I no, I think it's great for the state of Florida and for that franchise.
Yeah,
You know, the Tampa Bay Lightning. We won, I believe, three, maybe two, but I think three over
I
the years. So
think
this is
so.
the first one for South Florida. So
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm happy about it.
Your Tampa Bay Lightning regularly beat up on our Washington Capitals, but we'll forgive
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
Well,
I know the owner of the Capitals is a good guy, Ted
yeah, he
Leonsis.
sure is. Primarily, I wanted to have you on today to say thank you on behalf of all of those of us living with Parkinson's and our families for all the work you did championing the National Plan to End Parkinson's Act. And to say congratulations that we met very briefly at an
Yeah,
event a couple of months ago, and
absolutely.
we talked about how we were going to get it done. And here we are on the other side, close to getting it
It,
finalized,
it,
right?
it takes it takes the team. There's no
It sure
question.
does. It sure
And
does.
yeah, that was a wonderful meeting we had in Plum, two meeting, but very, very productive.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So I wanted you to tell everybody a little bit about the bill and maybe speak a little bit to your brother,
Sure.
whom it's named for, and how important that must be for you to honor his legacy in this way.
Absolutely. Well, if you don't mind, maybe I'll start with my brother. My brother was a wonderful, wonderful person, uh, and he was a great physician. He was kind of old-fashioned physician. He even did house calls, primary care, and people loved him. And he was in it for the right reasons, obviously, to help others. And he also at the end, the last few years, he worked for the VA as well and helped a lot of veterans. Even now, they come up to me and say, "Your brother was the best doctor I've ever had." He very compassionate, and physicians are for the most part. Uh, so, and all, family life was very important to him. So, and of course, his church, and so. So it's a very tough pill for us to swallow. It really is. We miss him greatly. But yeah, my brother had Parkinson's. My father has Parkinson's currently. Uh, my uncle passed away from Parkinson's, and my mother-in-law passed away from Parkinson's. So it is everywhere in our family, and then also our constituents. Every time I, talk about it, the stories, they tell me that my aunt, my uncle, my father, my brother has Parkinson's. So we've got to get this done. It's a national plan to end Parkinson's disease, and of course because you helped me with it, and we did it in a bipartisan fashion, which is very, very, very important up here. To get things done, you have to work across the aisle, and this is not a partisan issue. So I call it. We say bipartisan, but really it's just not a partisan issue.
And
We need
Congressman, tell people how rare it is to have it be such a sweeping bipartisan vote in both the House and the Senate. I mean, that's really rare,
It
right?
is rare. It is rare, but it's all about forming relationships and credibility with the other side. In my case, I have a lot of good friends on the other side of the aisle, particularly on the Energy and Commerce Committee, and I've established credibility with them. And even though some of the staff was giving us some issues, some problems, they realize that they're the elected representatives, and this is such an important bill. We've got to work together and get this solved. So Anna Ashew, who's a wonderful person, She's done so much. She's retiring, unfortunately, but she's done so much, particularly with healthcare. She helped me quite a bit. Paul Tonko, outstanding individual, just a wonderful, wonderful person. And those who were on the fence for various reasons, I had personal conversations with them and convinced them how important this bill is. And the bill is all about collaboration, working together, getting experts in these fields to work together. And you know what? It's 2024. It's about time we find a cure.
Amen.
Yeah,
Right
it's
on.
true.
Yeah, I agree 100%, sir. So after the president signs it, which we hope will be soon,
Very
um,
soon.
very soon, fingers crossed, the next step is to form a committee, a council, if you will, an advisory committee who will present a plan to HHS. Yes, that's the next step.
That's correct. That's correct. And you know, we're working together on a lot of these cures. You know, when you get experts together, including patients absolutely have a role. But when you get experts together, physicians, researchers, what have you, patients, and family members, the caregivers are very important as well. Uh, we find that we make a great deal of progress. So, you know, in the meantime, we want to make sure we have the therapies. Uh, we want to make sure that we have treatments available as well. And again, ultimately, we want a cure.
Yes, yes. For those of us who are living with it right now and our families, the hope from the plan is, and I know a little bit about a similar plan. I was involved early on with the Alzheimer's plan. Um, the hope is that in addition to increased funding for research to find that cure, that there will also be resources for families, for patients, for mitigating some, hopefully, of the financial burden that families are enduring. Obviously, the number one goal here is to get to a cure, so we can all put this behind us. But the plan, we hope, will do much more than that,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, and much more than that. And you know, there's a lot of hope out there. We got to thank Michael J. Fox. The foundation has been outstanding. We've been in touch with them on a regular basis. Jennifer Wexton, who is a co-sponsor, but she helped me quite a bit with the bill. And it was a wonderful moment when we passed it out of the House and in the Senate. I was Senator Scott helped me, Rick Scott from Florida, but of course Shelley Moore Capital and other co-sponsors. You know, we just got, I wouldn't say no. I said, I'm not going to accept, uh, you know, this bill to go on for another year and not get to the president's desk.
Yeah.
So, you know, any political capital I have, I really did expend it on this particular bill.
So now you're all out.
Believe me, I'm just thrilled that we got it done. And
Yeah.
we named the bill, of course, Anna Ashley named it after my brother,
Yeah.
Dr. Emmanuel Bilirakis. And of course, I named the second portion after Jennifer Wexton, who's a wonderful, wonderful person.
She really is. She was diagnosed right around the same time that I was, and she's actually, I'm in Congressman Byers' district, but she's just the next district over. And I've watched her story, and her willingness to be open and transparent about what she's going through really inspired me to do the same, and others. She spoke recently at a conference that I was at, and she's just full of feist. You know, she's not giving into this. And
she's amazing. She
yeah,
is
she really is.
amazing.
Yeah.
I went to her office and made her aware that we filed the bill, and there were some stumbling blocks, and she went to work right away, right away.
Yeah.
And she's in constant contact with the White House to make sure we have the signing ceremony as soon as possible. It's really important that we have this ceremony so that we can again, create the public awareness that it deserves. And you look fantastic.
Thank you.
You look
I
fantastic.
have some good doctors, Congressman, who are taking good care of me. I started having symptoms 6 years ago this summer. It took me 4 years to get a diagnosis, in part because of COVID years, but also because women are often dismissed in their symptoms, as I'm sure you know. But I did not take no for an answer either until I finally got the DAT scan that I needed to get. But we all of us that have this disease, and I know you know this from having so many family members, feel like we're up against a clock. You know, we don't know how quickly it will progress or how bad it will get, how fast. So I also knew the importance of this bill. And one of the first things I did was call the Michael J. Fox Foundation and say, Ted and Drew, how can I help? What can I do?
Amazing.
Yeah, so I too expended what little political capital I have. I don't have yours, but I called in everyone that I knew.
No, listen, you're extremely influential.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Extremely influential. And you know what? The truth is, I know you know a lot of celebrities too, and they really do help.
Yeah.
And when they come to Capitol Hill and talk to the members, they get their attention.
Yes, yes.
Diana DeGette, I'm sure you know who she is. She is the co-chair of the Diabetes Caucus, along with myself, Democrat, Republican. And we met with Usher the other day on type 1 diabetes. So that it really is important. And I give them a lot of credit for coming to the Hill and working in a bipartisan fashion, but creating awareness. That's so very important.
Yeah, I think it helps with the sense of urgency, not just, in Congress, but across the nation, for people to see that these types of diseases affect everybody. They can affect a congressman's brother, they can affect a celebrity, they can affect a young mom. And so the more awareness we build about representation, the better, because then everybody knows that they're not immune to the potential of getting it. Which is what so many celebrities who lend their platform to these things really are important. So I too thank them, and Michael J. Fox obviously is the gold standard of that. So we're all grateful to him for leading the charge on that front.
He had a conversation with us, and then because the majority leader helped me a lot, Steve Scalise as well, got it on the floor right away. But we had a conversation with Michael J. Fox a few years back. Steve Scalise had actually invited him to the Capitol, and we had a meeting with him. So that's where it all started. So we were very successful in getting this done, and I look forward to working with you on other diseases.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you said, you know, even with type 1, now we have Usher. Prior to this, we had Mary Tyler. I never had the opportunity to meet her, and she was one of my favorites. But Mary Tyler Moore was always on the Hill with regard to type 1.
Yeah. And I, having spent 10 years working in the Alzheimer's space and having gotten to know some really important ALS activists in Brian Wallach and his wife, Sandra Abrevea, we believe that when you find a cure for one, it's going to unlock cures for all.
There's no question.
So
they're related. They're neurological diseases. My mom has Alzheimer's, so I know the situation. It's very difficult. So we can't give up. ALS, same thing. So again, I'm here for that. That's why I'm here. And of course to help our veterans who happen to get these illnesses. So no, listen, let's work together.
Absolutely.
Let's work together and get this done.
Well, you have in me and everyone watching today and all of the people that have found their way to this page, a huge community of supporters, a lot of young onset patients like me, a lot of women, a lot of young men too, and dads. So we're ready. You just tell us what to do, and we'll form the little Parkinson's army.
Let's do it. Let's get it done.
Let's get it done. I know how crazy busy you are, so I will let you go. But I just am so grateful for your time, sir, and to thank you for everything you did to get this done. done, and I can't wait to see the president sign it so we can move forward with the next step. Oh, look at that.
That's pretty
On
cool.
my screen, it just exploded
Wow,
with
that's pretty
fireworks.
cool. That's pretty cool.
That was cool. Thank you, Sarah. I
Thank you
appreciate your
very
time.
much. I
Okay.
appreciate all you do.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Be
you.
in touch soon.